So what are 2 to 3 protocols, habits, mindsets, let's call them shortcuts, because everybody likes shortcuts, that you would share regarding longevity and a long health span?
So have you heard of the Harvard study of adult development?
Maybe.
It's
It
started,
doesn't ring a bell,
it's
but
one of the longest longitudinal studies on adults ever. It started in 1938. It's still
I
ongoing,
have heard of it.
right?
Yes. Keep going.
Yeah. And so it started off with Harvard students, men only, and then eventually went on to their wives and their offspring. It's a fascinating study because, of course, they started in the beginning with just questionnaires and blood tests and whatever they had, and then moved on to MRIs and gene testing. And they asked them so many questions and looked at all their cholesterol levels and their blood work, so many things, MRIs. And then they concluded, I can't remember if it was like 2017 or somewhere, what is it that's making people live better, longer, happier? And what they concluded, more than smoking and exercise, cardiovascular measures, the thing that made them live better, longer was strong, healthy relationships. Basically, yeah, what
Yep.
makes you happy? That was mind blowing. More, I mean, it's not that exercise and smoking are not, it's important. We need to look at those things, but this seemed to have a slightly bigger impact than everything else. So it does show. So one of my favorite hacks is to work on nurturing your network, strengthening your relationships. And it doesn't have to be like I'm married or have a husband or a wife. It can be your friends. It can be your family. It can be, you just want that strong relationship. It makes you feel secure. It makes you feel safe. If someone's got your back, if you fell down and couldn't get up or things like that, if you lost all your money, you got someone who can help you get back up again. These sort of things that make us feel safe. And I think that's really important. And it doesn't mean that everything's happy, lucky all the time. And these people can fight and you can have, this is part of relationship. It's just that, when the shit hits the fan, that person will be there for you. And even if you don't agree on everything. So it's really important, I would say, to work on those relationships. And it's a little harder for men than it is for women because your social network seems to revolve around work. And if once you quit, then their social life seems to stop and you kind of rely on the wife if it's, or your other partner who's maybe more social. But generally in gerontology, we learn about those things. And so that's why it's really important to learn how to socialize if you haven't, if we just relied on those relationships at work and work on that. So that's my number one favorite shortcut to longevity.
All right. Do you have a two?
The other two, I'd say, because I'm in the menopause space, I'd say the bioidentical hormones are one of my favorite because you don't need to suffer, really. Even if you've sailed through menopause, this is one of the myths, is you did go through menopause. It's not like, oh, some women go, I didn't get menopause. No, of course you don't have a period anymore and you are definitely in menopause, but a lot of things that go on under the hood. So I want you to look your bone density. I want you to get your blood work done. I want you to still look at your hormones. And just because you don't feel bad doesn't mean that things aren't really happening and you're not optimized. And I don't want to scare people, into, oh, now I'm, people who are hypochondriacs in here listening. That's not good for them to hear this, but I don't want people to either just kind of wait until something's broken and then try to fix it either. Bioidentical hormones help with it, and protects your heart, protects your brain, protects you from breast cancer. People who are on the hormone therapy tend to be at lower risk, have fewer cases. So it's again very individualized. I don't want people to just go and there are some women who are not candidates who shouldn't be on hormone therapy, but the majority of women can be, and it'll just make your life so much happier and better.
Excellent.